Real ZB305 here, y'all. Bike Life for Life. I really hope y'all having a good day, good weekend. I really wanted to address something that's been going on all week. I sat back, I watched everybody talk about it. We talk about it outside and everything. And it's this Pooh Shiesty situation. I know what Pooh Shiesty did wasn't the smartest of the smart, because of course he got the ankle monitor on. If that was my own boy, I would have been like, bro, what you doing? You got an ankle monitor on. They gonna know if even one of the engineers or somebody inside at least walk in, you know what I mean? See if you see somebody that's gonna possibly not gonna be obligated to that code. And you with that ankle monitor, it was gonna have to be a no-go. That I do fault Big 30 in them. But anybody who came up in the streets, like when you really came up in the streets, you deal with a lot of snakes as friends. And there's different types of snakes. You got the snakes that'll be around you just to get money. Soon as y'all get caught, he'll tell on you. You got snakes that'll be around you probably just because you know you might be a ladies' man. He gonna try to backdoor you. And then you got snakes that's just not loyal. You'll give the shirt off your back for this man. Any issue he got, you there for him. And then when it's time for you to get in your pot and boil, he not there trying to boil with you. He walking the other way. I say that to say this. It's not too much big 30s. It's not too much big 30s. It's not too much shiesties. You want to know who Big 30 like? Big 30 is like a Tony Ayo. 50 got a Tony Ayo. When you got a Tony Ayo and a Big 30 with you, and you know you reciprocate that loyalty back, I mean, you cannot be mad. Like, you cannot be mad. You mad at the circumstance. It could have been done way better. Don't get it twisted. Like, you mad at that. But they got real brotherly love. You see, when you read the Bible, you know who had that brotherly love, that loyalty like no other towards one another? David. David was best friends with Jonathan, I believe. And they was like this, to the point where they was like, they soul is like one. You don't got too much loyalty out here, man. For some of us, when you got that type of loyalty, if you could find that type of loyalty, first of all, because there's been, I don't want to cut, but there's been dudes I knew for years. I'm doing all type of whatever activity behind these dudes. And I ain't get that reciprocated. Again, could have been done better. Shame on the father. You know what I mean? You the father. How you can't control your son? How you can't tell your son, bro, come on, man, we could get this done through a lawyer? You got to be smarter than that as a father. The father failed the son. I'll give it that. You can't be afraid if the man might cut you off. You can't. So, but Gucci did bad, man. Gucci did bad. I mean, let me tell you, coming up, especially here in Miami, I jumped off the porch at 11, 12, started traffic, selling 13. Man, Gucci and Jeezy, they kept that hustle going. Trapping is all we wanted to do. That's all we could do. You know what I mean? Like, especially you black Down here in Miami, you know, it's hard to get a job when you young, black. A lot of the other races get jobs way faster. They're not trying to deal with us. You know what I mean? Especially when they see you kind of, you feel me? We really grew up on it. Like, Gucci was, I know what people saying, you not posted, but we ain't got no father in the household. Music is your instrument, man. That keep you, like, it keep you sane. You know what I mean? It really do keep you sane. And watching Gucci go from So Ice Entertainment, calling himself the El Chapo Trap God, quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. Like, man, you don't see how that man used to rap? East Atlanta, bro, that was a huge disappointment. I understand he changed, but bro, this man is younger than you. He's younger than you. You know that. You could have at least scared him and be like, man, let me call him. Let me tell him I'm finna get law enforcement. Lie to him or something. You feel me? Like, and no, you feel me? It was a better way to handle that situation. Being the person that you is, you gotta understand. Yeah, you might have changed, quote unquote, but bro, your music impacted a lot of lives out here, boy. A lot of lives. It don't matter what you say. That music that you made, you know how much of us had our iPods in, skipping school, smoking weed, listening to Lemonade? You talking about you got yellow diamonds? We felt like you was a unique trapper. Don't get it twisted. Jeezy was booming too, because that TM 101 was legendary. It was legendary. That era, when y'all came out, that was like, how can I explain it in basketball terms? That was like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird impact. That was a crazy era. That's why it hurts so much. You don't know how much we arguing, debating. There's so much. I understand people from your side of the town want to argue like, man, yeah, you jam, bro, but it don't matter. You still made music and money off of influencing us to do illegal activity, bro. It was still our decisions, but come on, man, our minds ain't fully developed. We was like, man, come on, you know when you young too, you easily impressionable. Never in a million years, bro, I would have thought you would have snitched. Never in a million years. We would have thought you was going to go out like that. But even worse, you ain't snitch on no grown man. You snitch on somebody that could have been your son or your little brother, bro. That ain't right, bro. That ain't right. A man got to stand for something. I understand all that. I don't know what era we live in, but it's still a few of us out here left, still cut from that cloth. You got to have morality, principles, a code. You got to believe in God, Jesus Christ. Like, that's bad, bro. I ain't like that. I really used to listen to you, bro. East Atlanta, cock and hammer, bandana on. What? The DVDs? You outside with Walker, banging red, with Shotty Low. You get it for the LO. What? And you do this to Shiesty? Bro, that's gotta be If you would have told me in 2026 this was going to happen, I mean, in 2025 this was going to happen, I was going to tell you were alive. I was going to say, bro, you alive, bro. No way, Gucci? Man, Freedom Boys, man. Shout out to Chop again. Another thing I wanted to talk about, this, what's his name? Allstar Jr and Ben 10 situation. Come on, man. Come on. They saying this man Ben 10 paralyzed or he possibly might die. Come on, man. About a female, bro? You getting sung off about a female? That's not your female? Bro, at a certain point in age, you don't let nobody send you off, boy. You gotta go, you gotta tell yourself, man, if I ain't here, man, I'd rather be back in the hood, start from square one. I understand. Bro, you can't be no yes man. Now look at you, bro. Of course that man gonna celebrate. You tried to whoop him. Y'all tried to get him, embarrass him, take his chain. And how in the world y'all gonna let this man take your gun and do that? What you think that mean? Everything happened for a reason. That was meant to happen to that man. And for what? Because he didn't want the man to put his hands on his son? The female, the baby mama got letting this man put his, like, no. What man, what real father gonna let another man, his baby mama, boyfriend, hit his son? That man not dead or in jail. That man still out here with some motion. Of course that man gonna celebrate. Detroit and them, they gonna be behind this man. They say this man really a street. He really out there in the streets. They ain't finna let it go down like that. That's not using your head. That's not using your head, man. And JR, my boy, it's starting to look like an omen. Too many people dying around you, my boy. That's not good. That's not good. Wish that boy was not in that condition, but over a woman. Come on, man. Over a woman. You know how much people die by women? Shiesty them in a better situation right now than Ben 10. At least them boys alive. What happened if this man check out? Y'all gonna pay for this man's funeral? We're gonna see, I hope so. Or get him right. You seen what happened with fool who was on a wheelchair rolling with OTF? He like, man, people don't forgot about me after a while, after I got my wheelchair. If he paralyzed and he got to be on the wheelchair, who you think somebody gonna want to roll this man everywhere he go, take this man a shower, feed him every day? These streets ain't no game, man. You got to prepare for this. You got to prepare for that life. You got to prepare for that life, man. Now you become a liability for a woman. Come on, man. Got to do better. I mean, move smarter. Because it's too much L's. Way too much L's. And, you know, Gucci, you dropping a whole song Talking about crash dummy. You wasn't a crash dummy before? You wasn't a crash dummy before. You wasn't going on the Breakfast Club, disrespecting Angela Yee. That was no crash dummy? I don't know, man, but y'all let me know how y'all feel. I got some more things I really want to talk about. I really want to touch this Iran war. But y'all let me know. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gone.